What's up everybody, this is Shervin here with another video. Today we're going to explore some of the best markets of Hong Kong. Hong Kong is a major bustling modern metropolitan city, but it has a lot of really cool traditional marketplaces. And today we're going to see the best markets of Hong Kong and what you can expect to find in each one of them. So keep watching. First off was the Jade Market in Jordan, one of Hong Kong's more well-known markets, and probably the most famous place to come buy jade jewelry. Jade is known as the lucky stone, or stone of heaven in Chinese culture. So while the market definitely has a touristy vibe, you'll find a mix of locals and tourists. The vendors can be quite pushy at times, and bargaining is definitely a must if you're trying to buy something. A lot of vendors have these sheets that show you the months of the zodiac, and so they'll try to figure out what month you were born in and try to get you to buy a stone that pertains to that.
This market here, this is a place you come to find anything electronic related. If you want it cheap, if you want just any goods, you come here. They have literally anything you can ask for.
The market is an open-air spectacle on Ap Liu Street in Sham Shui Po. It consists of street stalls selling secondhand, well, just about anything honestly. This is probably my favorite marketplace in Hong Kong because it strikes me as super authentic and also reminds me of the market streets of Latin America. You walk through endless street stalls with their metal roofs amid a bustling crowd and at times overhead roofs to keep out the glaring sun.
We got this shop here that just sells radios, tripods, batteries and knives, just anything, phone cases, just tons and tons of phone cases, cables, endless number of cables, more phone cases. That guy had faucets, like the skin on the faucets for the shower heads, just anything you can ask for, you can find it here. This guy just has batteries.
You have one stall just selling flashlights, another just selling old AC remotes, and another just for magnets. You find old electricity equipment, compressor fans, secondhand shoes, statues and antiques, an eclectic mix of watches, old badges with communist slogans, and essentially anything and everything. Walking around here is definitely a sensory experience in the best way possible.
So all these stores here sell like iPhones and Samsung phones, iPads, and I don't know if they're stolen or if they're fake or whatnot, but the prices are really good. So if you want cheap secondhand phone or camera stuff, definitely come here. Here you have all sorts of fishing rods and fishing gear. Over there some antiques, old records actually here. Some really neat old records. I don't recognize them, but there's just something about antiquity that's fascinating. CDs, cassettes. You got leather bags and wallets, power tools, and fishing tools all in one market. That's crazy. This place has everything you can possibly want. Okay, we're here at what's called the Ladies Market, which is in Mong Kok. Really cool place. A lot more tourists than Sham Shui Po. So let's check out what we can see here. So the market is this mix of like handbags, clothes, and toys also. Lots of toys here. More fun stuff to wear, children's clothes. Yeah, these street markets are really fun. A lot of stuff is new, some of it's secondhand, but it's always unique. And you can find really good prices and you can bargain too. Really cheap bags here, men's belts, sunglasses. Each one is only like $8. Underwear, okay. Soccer jerseys. And we got keychains. Yeah, just a magnet. So this is what I mean by it's a bit more touristy here. Yeah. Got all these watches. Fanny packs. These things are so 2018. Even shoes and suitcases you find here. All these t-shirts they have here. And they're so cheap. So I just bought a t-shirt. It's a nice blue t-shirt from Hong Kong for about $2, $2 US for a t-shirt. That's insane. That's even cheaper than the prices in Vietnam sometimes. And this is Hong Kong. So crazy good prices here sometimes. You can bargain, but if it's $2 for a t-shirt, don't bargain. Okay, we are on Cat Street here in Hong Kong, which is where the antique market is. It's basically this walking street, as you can see behind me, of just antiquities, random posters, really cool stuff from the history of Hong Kong and China. And it's a really cool place to just get a sense of like how much culture and history there is in Hong Kong, dating back to when the British were here and whatnot, and the movie industry, and also some glimpses into like Chinese antiquity. So it's a really cool place to come. So amid the market, you also have like fancy coffee shops like that, which I guess shows gentrification happens everywhere. But it seems they're just like very out of place, fancy organic coffee shops like this one here. See a lot of old like propaganda posters from communist China. These teacups. Who knows if all of it is real or fake, but it definitely makes for an interesting vibe. And they all sell Chairman Mao's like quotes in this like English version book, tiny red book. You have old calendars from communist China era in the 80s. They all have like the Soviet Union 80s vibe, but like, you know, from China. It's really interesting actually to see. The antique market of Hong Kong is a must-see for visitors. It's located just west of Central, making it really convenient to get to as well. You find a lot of Bruce Lee posters, pictures from old Hong Kong, communist China style t-shirts, statues, and posters, and lots of really fun eclectic things to look at. There are also a few unique antique stores that make for great Instagram spots, like Select 18. The only way to describe it really is a very hip, stylish antique shop where you can find old telephones, cameras, Cathay Pacific uniforms, as well as a ship control that kind of looks like the thing on the Titanic.
For anyone who's going to Hong Kong, I highly recommend you guys check out this shop. It's like the coolest thing ever. It's this really niche store with really nice looking antiquities, and it's all very well organized and fancy and looks very hip and stylish.
This here is Jardines Crescent. It's one of the famous street markets in Hong Kong, and it's just a bunch of really narrow street stalls. It sells just about everything, just like cheap clothing, stuff for women. Reminds me a lot of the night markets in like Bangkok or just Southeast Asia in general. Very narrow, very lively. Crazy how tight it gets here. It's barely wide enough for one person to go by at some places. A lot of it is just women's stuff.
Okay, so next we have Jardines Crescent Street and Causeway Bay. A couple of streets away from the fancy malls of Causeway Bay is this very narrow street market full of AC ventilated stalls, selling everything from touristy t-shirts to women's underwear and cheap bracelets. The street definitely has a Southeast Asian night market vibe to it, and it's really fun to explore. But just be mindful, it's really claustrophobic, and when it's busy, it's really busy.
So the last stop on this Markets of Hong Kong tour is Temple Street, which is the most touristy of all the markets, but the streets around there are actually really cool. You got a lot of these type of street foods and public local eatery spots. It's definitely not very fancy aside from the touristy Temple Street itself. So if you come here, I highly recommend wander around. You see some cool local sit-down eatery places and different shops and whatnot. Really cool vibes. Supposedly during pre-COVID times, this place would be packed with people at night, every night of the week. But right now, it's quite empty. It's like a hollow shell of what it used to be, it would seem from what I'm told. So it's pretty cool. Definitely reminiscent of Southeast Asian night markets. You just come here, have a walk through. You can buy basically anything for cheap. It's all fake, but it's just fun to come check it out and see what you can find.
There isn't much to say about Temple Street that hasn't been said already. I'll just say that it's worth wandering the adjacent streets as well, where you'll find really beautiful neon lights and a better glimpse of the older parts of Hong Kong, away from that touristy parts of Temple Street.
Now this is a smart idea for a laundromat. You got a laundromat with arcade games inside. Great way to make money. If I were doing my laundry, I'd definitely spend money. One of the things I can't get enough of in Hong Kong are these neon signs. They're so cool. Okay, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and stay tuned for more videos.